Germany in 1, Great Britain in 2, Canada in 3, Belarus in 4, Romania in 5, Russia in lane number 6. And for a couple of these crews, this may well be their Olympic final. They have to get it right today. One of those crews is Great Britain, Catherine Granger in the bow seat, Kath Bishop in the two-seater. An interesting regatta that they have had, because coming into this, it was Great Britain against Romania. Both of those crews have had to qualify through the repechage system, having been beaten by Canada and Belarus respectively. And well, Gillian, you've been out there, you've been in sort of tense situations like this. I mean, the first 500 meters, imperative that they get off into the race, that Great Britain really take this race on.
It is. I was just watching them on the start there. Their body language was quite fascinating. Really, Kath and Catherine were just sitting so ready for that start, and that was great to see, because you know that I think you can read quite a lot into that. Kath and Catherine have had quite a varied regatta so far, and it'll be great to see them. You know, testament to both of them if they can pull themselves up out of the way that they've got themselves into this final. And they look, at the minute, they look like they've had a really good start, and all is going according to plan right now. At
the moment, though, just being led by about half a length. Belarus in lane at number 4, silver medalist, this crew, silver medalist from the World Championships last year. So we've beat this, Great Britain beat this crew here, but it's early days in this race. It's a time for the rhythm to breathe and just for the speed to develop.
Gary, Belarus are a very they're a very inconsiderate and inconsistent crew, sorry, you can get my words out there, and would be interesting to see just exactly what they do today.
So as the race now is into its rhythm part, all the crews have settled down. The nerves, the initial nerves have gone from the start, those tense moments when you want to get out into the race. And Great Britain now up in lane at number 2, just being led okay. Everything's okay so far. They need to get out into a nice long rhythm, good stroke, really have confidence and speed. But they're being led at the moment by Belarus and Romania in lane 4 and 5 respectively. And really it's a time now for Kath Bishop in the stroke seat just to have a few words with Catherine Granger, just remind themselves they are world champions. We've got a race plan, we need to stick to it, stick to the plan, keep the faith, and just keep the power coming on.
Got to remember that yesterday Romania beat Great Britain by 7 seconds, so you know, Kath and Catherine really have gone home last night, and they've given themselves a good talking to, and they've come out and they really, you know, they really have got the bit between their teeth again, and we've got beautiful conditions here for the girls to really just bring it on home.
Looking at Romania, Olympic champions in the women's 8 from Sydney, also in this event. So bags, absolute bags and years of experience. They are 2 times world champions in this event. They lost out to Great Britain last year, but they're so unpredictable. They're dangerous and they're unpredictable because they came 3rd at the World Championships last year, and from nowhere in Poznan earlier in the year, they came out and they blew everyone away. And here they are now, going into the 1,000 meters. Romania setting the pace. They've opened up a phenomenal amount of clear water over Great Britain, who sit back in 3rd place. The race now will have to start again for Catherine Granger, for Kath Bishop, lane 2, because at the moment Belarus and Romania have the better of them. And you just glorious look down there on the Lake Rotsi here in Lucerne, the Lake of the Gods, and you can just see when you look down there and see where these crews are going. It's everything. It's the home of international rowing.
The looks on their faces there, they're making it, they are obviously in a lot of pain there, but if you look from outside of the boat, if you look, they're making it look very easy, the Romanian women.
Gillian, if you're watching the blades coming out of the water, and the puddles as we call it, and they create the puddles pushing back, you can see both of these crews. You've got Romania on the right, you've got Belarus on the left. They really surge the boat on, there's some power in there, but they make it look effortless. I mean, these are class crews here. It just looks so smooth, doesn't it?
It's very clean, very tidy, very rhythmical as well. And these girls are having a great time today. Look at the size of them. The stroke girl stands at 6'3". She's so tall and weighs 81 kilos, so that's going on 13 stone. Big, big women.
Got an idea of the hands moving around, the speed of the hands, even in the small boats. They come around, you cannot waste any time. You've got to get the blade out, hands away, on to the next stroke. And looking at the bows, you can just see the bows slicing through the water. The race really is on now between Romania and Belarus, and unfortunately Great Britain are not in it. Kath Bishop, Catherine Granger, out to the left of the picture, are not inside at the moment. And we'll have to see if they'll develop on, because at the moment it's becoming a two-crew race. And what style, what power these crews have. 500 metres now remain in what is a very, very important race for Great Britain's Catherine Granger and Kath Bishop. A slow first 500. They got into the race in the second 1,000. A slow bit, though, coming up to this last timing mark. But Belarus and Romania have they've opened up the field, and they have just absolutely humiliated everybody. But the race is not over for them. Romania on 35.5. Reasonably comfortable, Gillian, for a crew that should be sprinting now, but it just shows you the confidence that they have. Just a quick look there, yellow boat, Great Britain. There's Great Britain in lane at number 2. Pair the styles. It's not looking great, is it? It's looking a bit heavy at the front end.
They're not having a good regatta, but I'm confident after this regatta they'll get this one over and done with, and they'll go home and they will sort it out. They have the capability of turning this around.
I'm going to ask you a question, Gillian. What's happened? What's the difference between the last 2 regattas and this regatta? What's happened when you're on the verge of the Olympic Games? You've got to be so excited and everything. What's going wrong with them? Just quickly.
In my opinion, they had a setback in the first 2 rounds, and it has knocked their confidence.
Meanwhile, out front, the final of the women's coxless pair is developing from Romania, Belarus. Belarus led this race right from the first. The world and Olympic champions, Romania in lane 5, closest to us. They just sat there like the champions that they are. They're on 38 strokes now per minute. It's starting just to increase again. It's timed to perfection. 100 metres remain now. Great Britain are not in this race. They're pushing hard for the bronze medal. They wanted to come out and get the gold medal. They're in a fight for bronze medal position. But out front, Romania today will open up, will finish their 2004 account, open up their Olympic campaign the last few weeks with a great result there. Belarus in second. And Great Britain just fight for that bronze medal position. It was 2 races there, really. We had the race out front, a secondary race there for Great Britain, but they've got onto the medal podium. They're still winning. They're still getting those medals. So that must be the most important thing that they can take away, Gillian.
Well, our coach's job is to say to us that anything within 9 seconds is doable, and they're within they're inside that. So they'll go away. They've got a couple of training camps to go on, and they'll be very focused again. So we just mustn't lose confidence in them, and they mustn't lose confidence in themselves either.
Frustrations for Great Britain today. It's bronze medal in a separate race out front. Romania, Belarus lay down just what Great Britain have to do if they want to come away with the gold medal from Athens.